Hey, I'm Ellie. A few years ago, I worked with a large program across procurement, legal, finance, IT, and operations. And one of the things that caused us the most pain was deceptively ordinary, getting vendors onboarded. I was in the enterprise PMO overseeing a program preparing an entire department to bring multiple vendors into the organization's supply chain. The work itself wasn't always a problem. We've got super smart brains there, so not even a people problem. One team would finish its part, hand something to the next team, and I could sit there unnoticed forever until someone chased it. At the time, we managed it through emails, spreadsheets, meetings, and lots of following ups. But seeing what AI agents can do now, I keep coming back to the problem in that program again and thinking, what would it have looked like if we've had something like this? On paper, the process was well written and very detailed. Yes, it did exist. There were checklists, the responsible teams, approval steps, procurement had its tasks, legal had theirs, finance, IT, operations, everyone had a role. But still didn't operate as one connected system. Procurement might complete the checks and send something to legal. Legal would receive it alongside everything else already sitting in someone's inbox, And finance could be waiting on an approval without clear visibility of where things were up to. IT might only find out about a new vendor late in the process, right when everyone expected them to be ready to start. And as a PMO, a significant part of my team that week became coordination. Setting up meetings, following up, updating trackers, and getting people in the same room to be on the same page and to be aligned, asking, update, 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 right? So the individual tasks weren't taking weeks, the waiting between tasks were. And that waiting, that coordination layer between the work, that's exactly what AI agents are built to fix. So I reviewed that process using the tools available today, and I wanted to walk you through it properly. To be clear, this is not something we built at the time. The vendors, the timing, and the workflow are illustrative. And in the real organization, some activities would run in parallel and different vendors would follow different pathways based on its risks and access requirements. But the operating model is realistic, like AI assesses information, workflow automations coordinate the whole process, and system integrations perform the control, and humans at the end approve the decisions that actually matter. Okay, and let's run it. Okay, simply click this button, this agent will be running. You can see that this is a workflow and this is activity feed. The first thing the agent does is review the submitted vendor documents and check anything's missing. And straight away, an insurance certificate hasn't been received. The workflow paused. And just now in the activity feed, the agent sends a document request to the vendor automatically and also sets a reminder in case it's not received within the agreed time frame. Let's go back. And you'll see here, the rule has been set behind the scene. Reminder after 2 hours, no response. So once the certificate comes in, it's logged and the process continues. For the next one is verification. In this case, it's an ABN check, but it could be kind of other verification depending on the vendor. This isn't an AI judgment call. It's a system integration. The result comes back and the agent records it and confirms the vendor information matches. It also runs a duplicate vendor check against the existing SAP records before anything else moves forward. With intake checks complete, the agent requests procurement approval. After that, procurement team approves. The decision is recorded, who approved, and at what time. Now legal and the agent flag something, a non-standard liability clause. So in this case, it doesn't resolve it. It assigns a legal exception review to the right person and waits for their decision. And this time, legal says no. Click into it, and you can see exactly why. 2 issues, not 1. I think I really like this part designed in this agent. The agent didn't try to fix this or talk legal to it. It just routed to the rejection, straight back to the procurement for renegotiation with the vendor. After that, a revised contract comes back. The agent checks the new terms against the playbook. Both clauses now sit within standard limits. Okay, legal approves. Compliance screens run through the controlled system check. And finance now. Bank details submitted for verification through the control service. And finance approves. And only after that approval does a SAP vendor record get created. After that, IT and security is conditional. The agent first assesses whether this vendor needs internal system access. In this case, yes, so the IT pathway activates. Security assessment runs, access request prepared and assigned, and IT approves. And now, with every steps beforehand confirmed, final approval is requested. The program director, in this case, vendor onboarded. Welcome email has been sent. On the bottom, you can see that this onboarding workflow completed. So if we had something like this in that program, what would actually have changed? The first thing, the delays would have collapsed, not because the work got faster. Legal still needs to review a contract. Finance still needs to approve, but the gaps between the work would have gone. And the second thing, my time as a PMO would have been spent differently, right? Less chasing, more oversight. And the third, this one, I feel strongly about the frustration between teams would have been lower. A lot of cross-functional friction comes from we didn't know it was ready. Like, when did they get back to us? Where did this go to? The agent didn't replace the accountable teams. What it replaced was the coordination overhead between them, right? If this was useful, like and subscribe. I'm building a full series of AI agent use cases across different business functions, and we also want to understand how to use Codex or Claude Code actually work before going deeper. I've linked that video below. I'm Ellie. See you in my next one.